Good morning students, I welcome back you all to this class of mathematics, and we are doing here chapter 1 relations and functions. We have already understood the definitions of one function and onto function. So on the basis of that, today I am going to start exercise 1.2. Question number 1. So question 1 says that show that f, which is a function from r star to r star, and it is defined by fx is 1 by x. You have to show this is 1, 1 and onto. What is r star? R star is the set of all non-zero real numbers. As it is written here, r star is the set of non-zero real numbers. This is your function. R star is your domain and r star is your codomain. And you have to again check. This is the second part of the question. We shall go to the second part after we do the first part. So now students, you have to check the one-oneness and onto-ness of the function. Before we check the one-oneness of the function, let us go through the one-one function. This is the definition of one-one function. A function is said to be one-one if the images of distinct elements of x under f are distinct. That is, if you take any x1, x2 in the domain set such that their images are same, then you have to prove that the numbers x1 and x2 were also same. Anyway students, you don't need to write this definition every time when you prove 1, 1, but this was I have written here just to remind you that what do you mean by a 1, 1 function. So now in this question, f is a function from r star to r star and fx is equal to 1 by x. R star is equal to the set of non-zero reals. Non-zero reals means that from the set of real numbers, you delete only the real number 0 and then you get the set R star. So now before you go for the proving or disproving, first you should check by hit and trial, by taking certain numbers, whether this function is going to be 1, 1 or not. So what you are going to check? You are going to check that whether the images of two distinct numbers is coming out to be same or not. Image of a number x is 1 by x. So what is the image of x? This is nothing but reciprocal of x. So if I take these two sets here, say I am taking these two ovals and these two ovals are representing your r star. This is also r star and this is also r star and this is your function f. If there is any element x here, its image is going to be 1 by x. So let us take a few examples. If you take the element 2 here, what is its image going to be? Its image is going to be 1 by 2. Or I can say, if I apply f on 2, I am going to get 1 by 2. And if I am going to apply f on minus 2, then I am going to get minus 1 by 2. Similarly, if I apply f on 1 by 2, I will get 2. And if I apply f on minus 1 by 2, I get minus 1 by 2. So you are getting here that these four elements, this 2, minus 2, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, these were all four different elements and their images were also different. So you can check by taking some some more numbers also. So let us take say 2 by 3. If I take a number 2 by 3 here in the domain set, what is going to be its image? Its image is going to be its reciprocal, that is 3 by 2. And if you take minus 2 by 3, it is going to be minus 3 by 2. So I am trying by taking all sorts of numbers, but I am finding that images are not going to be same. If the numbers are different here, the images are going to be different here, because reciprocals of two different numbers cannot be same. So this is by hit and trial. On this page I have checked that yes, the function is 1, 1. Now how to prove the function to be 1 1? So the method of proving a function to be 1 1 is that you assume that let the images of two numbers fx x1 and x2 which were in domain, their images were same. Then you have to prove that the numbers x1 and x2 were also same. This method you will use in most of the questions to prove a function to be 1 1. You don't know in the beginning what kind of numbers x1 and x2 are, but you are taking simply the images. If the images were same, then numbers were also same. This is method 1. There is another method of proving a function to be 1 2. That method is that you assume that let x1 and x2 are two numbers in the domain set. Here the domain is R star, but in general domain set can be any set. So I should not write here R star. So I am writing here domain set. So x1 and x2 belong to domain set, because first I am explaining you the method, then I am going to use this method. So you are assuming two numbers x1 and x2 in domain set such that they are unequal. Then you have to prove that their images fx1 and fx2 are also unequal. You can prove either of the two methods. Either you use method 1 or you use method 2. In general, most of the times method 1 is used. Okay? Most of the times method 1 is used. So in this question also I am going to use method 1. So let us use method 1 to prove this question. So I am going to prove that this function is 1 1 function. Okay. So let me assume let fx1 is equal to fx2, where x1 and x2 are any two non-zero real numbers. We don't know about x1 and x2 what type of numbers are they, but we only know we have assumed that their images are same. Okay. And one more thing, we are taking here since R star is the set of non-zero real numbers. So non-zero real numbers means positive and real numbers. Positive real numbers also and negative real numbers also. So here we are taking x1 and x2 to be positive reals. These are positive non-zero reals. x1 and x2 are positive non-zero reals, and this is case 1. Okay. So fx1 is going to be 1 by x1, fx2 is going to be 1 by x2 as per the definition of the function. x1 and x2 are both positive, x1 and x2 are both non-zero. You have assumed them to be positive reals, and because they are in R star, that means they are not 0, because R star itself is the set of real numbers minus 0. So that means there is no ambiguity, and I can cross multiply and I get x2 is equal to x1. So I assumed that fx1 is equal to fx2, and I proved that x1 and x2 were equal. And this implies, now this should imply the function is 1 1, but there is one more category of numbers, which is the negative numbers. So I will take both the numbers negative also. So case 2, at this step I cannot decide whether the function is 1 1 or not, because I have taken only one category of number. Case 2, I am taking x1 and x2 belonging to R star such that x1 and x2 are both negative. So we have assumed two real numbers in R star. R star means they are non-zero, but they are both negative. and these numbers are such that their images fx1 and fx2 are same. We have assumed these two numbers in our star such that they are negative. We don't know they are equal or not, but their images were same somehow. Okay, so image of fx1 is 1 by x1, image of fx2 is 1 by x2. Out of these two numbers, both of them are negative, so their negativity cancelled out, and again we cross multiply on both sides and we got x2 is equal to x1. So in second case also I am getting that if the images were same, then the numbers were also same. Now I take the third case also, and in third case I will take one number to be case 3 positive and one number to be negative. Case 3 we are assuming x1 and x2 to be belonging to our star such that x1 is greater than 0 and x2 is less than 0, and these numbers are such that their images fx1 and fx2 are same. Okay, fx1 is 1 by x1, fx2 is 1 by x2. So one is negative and one is positive. So it doesn't matter. You cross multiply. They again come out to be equal. What is the problem if one is negative and one is positive? They are again going to be equal. Okay. So we got that in all the three cases, whenever the images were same, the numbers were also same. And this implies this function f is a 1-1 or injective function. So if anyone has got any doubt about that this function is not 1-1, then you should come up with one example which should prove your assertion. If you say the function is not 1-1, you should have one example to prove your statement. But I could not find any such statement, so I assume the function is 1-1. Okay. Now I move to the ontoness of the function. So again I write f is a function from r star to r star, where r star is the set of real numbers minus 0, and the function is fx is 1 by x. I have to check whether this function is onto or not. To check the function to be onto, you know there were two methods. First let me remind you what was how did you check the function to be onto. So let both the sets, both the ovals, they represent r star, and f is a function which is giving you the reciprocal of itself. So now you see that to prove a function to be 1-1, you have to see that every element of the codomain set should have one pre-image. If you take any number, say 2 here, so you should have 2 as a reciprocal of some number. Tell me, is 2 reciprocal of some number? Yes. The pre-image of 2 is going to be 1 by 2, because if you apply function f on 1 by 2, you will get 2. If you take here, say 5 by 6, so now you tell me, is 5 by 6 going to have any pre-image? Yes, its pre-image going to be 6 by 5. If I have minus 7, its pre-image is going to be minus 1 by 7, because these are also all non-zero reals. So I could check that any random positive real will have its pre-image, because there is no number whose reciprocal is not in R star. There is no number in R star whose reciprocal is not there in R star. Or in other words, if you find the range of this function, that will cover the whole R star. So in such cases, how to prove a function to be onto? So in one line, first I explain you. Here in this box, I am going to write the method. How to prove This method you don't need to write in exam, but this is just a method. You assume, this is method 1. Method 1, you assume any y in codomain set. And prove there exists x in domain set for this y such that fx is equal to y. So what you are doing here is that you are making sure that for every y here in the codomain set, there exists x in the domain set such that fx is y. That means every element here is image of some element of the domain set. If you are able to prove this, then you are proving that the function is onto. This is one method of proving the function to be onto. I will show you in this question. You don't need to write this in the question. This is the method of doing the question. This I have explained you in one question. In rest of the questions, I won't write it again and again. Now I am going to write the second method to prove that the function to be 1, 1. So method 2 is if range of f is equal to codomain of f, then function f is also onto. So you can use any of the two methods. You are not going to use both the methods in the same question. You are going to use any of the two methods. So I just write both, either this or this. So either you take one first method or second method, and it will depend upon question to question also. Okay. So most of the times what I have observed is that when the set, for example here domain set and codomain set, when the domain set, this is a general thing. You cannot say it hard and fast that when domain and codomain are finite sets or there is some pattern observable in range, then you use method 2. When domain and codomain are finite sets or there is some pattern observable in the range, then you use method 2. And when there is no pattern, the set is infinite and the things are not very clear, in that case you are going to use method 1. As you have seen here that both the domain set and codomain set, both of them are R star, which is an infinite set, and no strict pattern is observable here. So here I am going to use method 1. So how I am going to use method 1 to prove the function to be onto, this is I am going to explain you here. F is a function. I have to write it many times so that you do not forget what you are doing. You are trying to prove this function to be onto, and R star is nothing but it is the set of real numbers minus 0. Okay. So I explained you that here we have to use method 1. So for that I assume let there be any y belonging to R star. Here the R star is codomain set because y always belong to the codomain set. Okay, if y belongs to R star, then y is, let y is of the form fx. Let y is image of some x. If we are able to prove that this x, whose image we have assumed y to be, if we are able to prove that this set element x is in domain, then we have proved that for this y, this x existed. So we are assuming y is equal to fx. Fx was 1 by x. We now at this stage revert the function. Reverting the function means that we find the value of x in terms of y. This expression gives you the value of y in terms of x. But this expression we have got the value of x in terms of y. So this is called reverting the function. Okay. Now after you revert the function, you have to check. Okay, because y was a non-zero real number. Because y is a non-zero real number. So the reciprocal of y will definitely be also a non-zero real number. Y non-zero real number, so its reciprocal is also non-zero real number. But 1 by y is nothing but x. That means x is also a non-zero real number. And this implies that for every y in R star, there exists one x in R star. And this implies that the function is onto. So we have proved that the function is 1, 1 and onto both. Now students, because this was the first question of 1, 1 and onto, it has taken a lot of time. Once you will be used to of the methods, then I don't think you will take much time into that. Okay. Now I think you are well versed with this thing. So now we move up and we see what is the second part of the question. We read the question from the beginning. Now there is a second part of the question. The question says, is the result true if the domain R star is replaced by n with codomain being same as R star? If they are saying codomain should remain R star but domain is replaced by the set of natural numbers, if this happens, then still the function will remain 1, 1 and onto or not. So let us see that also. So now you can say this is the second part of the same question, question 1. The change is domain becomes the set of natural numbers and codomains remains same, the set of positive reals. And the function is also same, 1 by x, and again R star is the set of real numbers minus 0. N is the set of natural numbers. Okay, now let us go to the 1, 1s. You can now, since the set of natural numbers is there, things become easier. Let me apply this function on a few natural numbers. Say first natural number is 1, f1 will be 1, f2 will be 1 by 2, this is 1 by 1, f3 will be 1 by 3 and f4 will be 1 by 4. So you have seen that reciprocal of every natural number is different. They can't be same. The function is 1, 1. But whenever it is 1, 1 or it is onto, you have to prove. And whenever it is not, you have to give an example in support of your statement. Since you said function is 1, 1, so just by giving a few examples won't suffice. We have to prove. How should we prove that the function is 1, 1? Methods I have already explained you. Let fx1 is equal to fx2, where x1 and x2 are any two natural numbers, and since natural numbers are positive only, there is no need for me to take the cases. Fx1 will be 1 by x1, fx2 will be 1 by x2. Cross multiplying, we got x2 is equal to x1. So we have proved that function is 1. So I don't think there was any problem in proving. Most of the times only this much is to be done for proving a function to be 1, 1. Assume fx1 is equal to fx2 and prove x2 is equal to x1. Now we come to the ontoness of the function, and for ontoness, same function. Okay, let me draw the ovals. I think you will be better able to understand. This is the set of natural numbers. This is r star, and let f is a function from n to r star. What f is doing? Taking the reciprocal of any natural number and giving you in r star. Okay, let us take the reciprocals of a few natural numbers. 1, its reciprocal is 1. Then I take, say, 2, its reciprocal is 1 by 2, 3, 1 by 3, 4, 1 by 4, and so on. It keeps going infinitely in both the sets. Now you tell me, range of this function, if you write range of f. What is range of f? Range of f is this 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, and so on. Only the reciprocals of natural numbers, no other number. Okay, if you take any number, say 2 by 3, 2 by 3 is there in the domain set, in the codomain set, but it is not the reciprocal of any natural number. Minus 7 by 8 is there in the codomain set, but it is not the image of any natural number. It is not the reciprocal of any natural number, and there are infinite such numbers which are not the reciprocals of any natural numbers, or which are not the image of any number here. So this range is not equal to the codomain, which is nothing but r star. Codomain is r star, but range and codomain were not equal. And this is enough to show that the function is not on. So what happened, that when I changed the domain of the function you can see, I just to see, you note it down. When I change the domain from r star to set of natural numbers, the function did not remain onto, but it was still 1. So I hope you are able to understand this concept of 1, 1 and onto functions. Now let us move to the next question. Now this is question number 2. So let us move to the first part of this question. F is a function from the set of naturals to the set of naturals. This is the first part, given by fx is equal to x square, and we have to check whether this is injective and surjective. So let us first see what type of function it is. So let me apply this function on a few natural numbers. So if I apply now f on a few natural numbers, f1, it will be 1 square, f2 is 2 square, which is 4, and similarly for some other numbers, (3 square), that is 9, and so on. So we have observed that there is a pattern. If I keep on applying on different natural numbers, what do I keep on getting? I'll keep on getting the squares. And what I am observing here is that 1, 4, 9, 16, these are the square of first 4 natural numbers, and if you proceed for the next ones, 25 and 36 and so on, and you can see that square of no two different natural numbers can be same. So you are checking the one-oneness of the function. What you are checking here is that Is it possible that if you have any two natural numbers, say 2 or any number, any other number, so can their squares can ever be same? No. If two numbers are distinct here, their images are also going to be distinct here. This we have observed. So now how to prove this? The fact that we have already observed, how to prove it. So we shall prove it by the method I explained you in the previous question, that I will assume let fx1 is equal to fx2, where x1 and x2 are any two natural numbers, but what type of natural numbers they are, we don't know. Now fx1 is x1 square and fx2 is x2 square. Since we are dealing with natural numbers here, you can see the domain is also natural, the codomain is also natural. So there is no point of considering any negative number, only one case. So if two natural numbers, their squares are same, this implies x1 and x2 are also same by taking square root on both sides. And you can see this implies that the function is 1. You please note it down. I give a pause. Now let us try to prove whether the function is onto or not. For that, so before I go for onto, let me revise what the function was. The function was from the set of natural numbers to the natural numbers, and this was the function. And for onto this, again we have to check. Let me go to the previous figure. What we have to check for onto-ness. Let us check in this figure. What you are getting here, you will be getting here the squares of, you will be getting here, okay, I can make a new figure. Domain set, codomain set, both of them are n. F is a function, it is operating on an element x and giving you x square. Image of 1 is going to be 1 square or 1. Image of 2 is going to be 4. Image of 3 is going to be 9. Image of 4 is going to be 16, and so on. So now you have to write what is the range of this function f. Which numbers you are getting in the range? You are getting 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and so on. That is, you are getting only the perfect squares. All the natural numbers which are perfect squares. But what was codomain? Codomain of the function f was nothing but the set of natural numbers. So we have seen here that the range is not equal to codomain, and this implies that the function is not onto. Why the range is not equal to codomain? Because codomain contains many other natural numbers. I can write, see, since this is the set of natural numbers, it is containing an element 3 also. But is there any natural number whose square is 3? 3 is not the square of any natural number. So 3 has no pre-image, 5 has no pre-image, 7 has no pre-image, 6 has no pre-image. Many elements, many natural numbers have not got any pre-image. Only these natural numbers were there whose pre-images existed. And therefore, the range and codomain were not equal and the function is not onto. Now we move to the second part of the same question. You can see in second part, f is a function from set of integers to the set of integers. Function remains same. Fx is equal to x square. So let us see what happens if the range and codomain, instead of the set of natural numbers, they become the set of integers. So second part of question 2, exercise 1.2. F is a function from the set of integers to the set of integers, and fx is equal to x square. I have to check whether this is 1 1 onto or not. So it is always better to do this question diagrammatically. Things become clearer. This is the set of integers. This is also the set of integers. And what f is doing? F is mapping any element x to its square. So let us try to apply this function f on a few integers. If you take any integer, say -1, what will be its image? Its image will be -1 square or 1. If you take any other integer +1, what will be its image? Its image will be 1 square or again 1. Similarly, if you take -2, its image will be -2 square, which is 4. If you take +2, its image will be +2 square, which is also 4. So you have seen that if you apply f on -1, you get 1. But if you apply f on 1, still you get 1. If you apply f on 2, you get 4. If you apply f on -2, you still get 4. If you apply it on -3, you get -3 square, which is 9. And if you apply it on +3, so you still get 3 square, which is 9. So what I am observing is that two elements have got the same image. -1 and 1, these are the two elements, but their image is same, -2 and 2. You can see -1 is mapped to 1, +1 is also mapped to 1. -1, its image is +1, but +1, its image is also 1. Similarly, -2, its image is 4, but +2, its image is also 4. So what do you think? Such functions, are they 1 1 functions? Two distinct elements, -1 and +1. They are two distinct elements. They are not equal. So two distinct elements have got the same images. -1 is not equal to +1. -2 is not equal to +2. So these are two distinct elements, but their images are same. These are two distinct elements, but their images are same. And this implies function is not 1 1. So when it is not 1 1 or not onto, there is no general proof required, but you can only give the examples. So writing this much is enough. Writing this much is enough in exam to show that function is not 1 1. This diagram I have made just to explain you. This is the explanation part. Okay, this is the explanation part. This is for explanation only, but this you can write in exam. Okay. So now we move to the onto part. So for onto, what shall we do? So let us again take the two ovals. I'm sorry. So both of them are representing the set of integers, and we already know the function is squaring any integer. So what type of integers, what type of numbers we are getting as range? 1, 4, 9 and 0 also. 0 is square of 0, 16 and so on. Okay? The image of -1 and +1, their image was 1. The image of -2 and +2 is 4. Image of -3 and +3 9 and so on. So we are getting only the positive perfect squares as range. So what is the range of this function? The range of this function is 1, 4, 9, 16. Of course 0 also. And so on. And codomain is the set of integers, and you can observe very easily range is not equal to codomain. Therefore the function is not surjective or onto. So you have seen what effect the function has got just by changing its domain and range. The function is same. In previous part also the function was fx equal to x square, and in this part also it is fx equal to x square, but still their domain and codomains were different, and hence the function does not remain the 1, 1, 1 and 1. Now students, I am leaving these three parts of question 1 to be tried by you as an exercise. So this is a homework for you. You try these three parts of question 2 on your own, and I hope you will be able to do that. Now we move to question number 3 of the same exercise 1.2. So this is question number 3. Please go through it. The question says, prove that the greatest integer function f from R to R given by fx equal to greatest integer function. This is the symbol of greatest integer function. You have to prove this is neither 1, 1 nor onto, and this means, this symbol means greatest integer less than or equal to x. So for this question we have to understand the structure of this greatest integer function. How? Let us draw a number line. This line is the number line 0, say 1, 2 and so on. I am marking a few numbers on it, and it is going infinitely in both the directions. This is the real line. Now what is the operation done by this greatest integer function is, suppose if I take say any number on the real line, say here I take the number 1.5, and if I ask you what is the greatest integer function of 1.5, so you will see what is the greatest integer out of all the integers which are less than 1.5, which one is the greatest one. This is the meaning of greatest integer function 1.5. GIF 1.5 means that out of all the integers which comes before 1.5. So you can see all the integers on the left hand side of the real line. This whole left hand side of the real line, all the integers starting from 1 till the left hand side of real line, they are all less than 1.5. Out of all those, which one is the largest one? This you have to tell me. So out of all these integers, the largest one is 1. So the result of greatest integer function 1.5 is 1. So here as you can see that the function f is from the set of real numbers to the set of real numbers, and fx is equal to greatest integer function of x. That means if you apply this f on 1.5, so you are getting greatest integer of 1.5, and that is 1. So any number you can take. Say if I take 1.7 here. So what is the greatest integer function of 1.7? So out of all the integers which come before 1.7, the greatest one is 1. Similarly, if you apply it on 1.8, it is also going to be 1. So for all x, which are for all real numbers which lie from beginning from 1 till 2, I mean less than 2, not 2, their greatest integer function is going to be 1. So you can see that this function is not 1 at all. Why? Because there are so many real numbers, 1.5, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 1.55, 1.66, all the numbers which lie between 1, which are greater than or equal to 1 and less than 2, they will give you the same image 1, and therefore the function is not 1, and it is enough to give one example to show that the function is not 1. And it is very clear. This example says everything about its injectivity. This is not 1. Okay, now let us try. What do we mean by that this function is onto or not, and how we check the ontoness of the function. So if you apply this function for any, let me draw the, just a minute. So now I want to check the ontoness of the function. If you apply this function on any number x which is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1, its result will be 0. If you apply this function on any number which is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 2, the result will be 1. You can see now, if the number lies here between 1 and 2, not 2, it can be 1. If it is 1, the greatest integer function of 1 will be 1. The greatest integer function of 2 will be 2. So you know about greatest integer function, you have studied it in class 11. So I can see that if I apply it on any number which is greater than or equal to 2 and less than 3, the result is 3. So what is the range of greatest integer function? If we have studied about greatest integer function in your previous class, so we know that range of greatest integer function is all integers, 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, and so on. Or the range of greatest integer function is the set of integers. But its codomain, as given in this question, is the set of real numbers, and hence range is not equal to codomain, and this implies that the function is not onto. Greatest integer function is neither 1 nor onto. So I hope students you got benefited from today's class, and I will do the rest of the questions in my next class. Till then, keep revising, keep studying. Good day.